Battle Through the Heavens. Chapter 105. Securing the future of the Xiao clan before departure. The intense clash in the courtyard reaches its conclusion as Xiao defies the odds against Instructor Rolin's formidable strength. Having proven his worth and secured his leave, the young warrior now turns his attention to settling his final affairs before departing for the academy.
Xiao stood in the center of the clearing. Wisps of steam rose from the ground around him, but his clothes remained bone dry. Instructor Rolin watched him, her initial shock fading into a steady, focused gaze. She looked at the smiling youth and exhaled slowly.
"You really do have some skill,"
she said, her voice softening.
"I underestimated you."
Xiao rubbed the back of his neck and gave a quick shrug.
"It was luck, mostly. If you had gone all out, I wouldn't have lasted 3 rounds.
Ruolin rolled her eyes and let out a sharp huff.
If I had to use my full power against a 4-star Doja student, I'd have no business teaching at the academy.
She sighed, her shoulders dropping in defeat.
Fine. You met the condition. I'll grant you a 1-year leave of absence.
Xiao chest loosened. He let out a breath he didn't know he was holding, a wide grin breaking across his face.
"Thank you, instructor."
Continue. The same scene.
She muttered, shaking her head.
Most people beg to stay at the academy as long as possible. You're a little monster for wanting to stay away. I'll have to deal with the paperwork for this mess once I get back.
Xiao offered a sheepish smile, but kept his mouth shut. He didn't want to give her a reason to change her mind.
That's enough for today.
Ruolin announced to the crowd.
We'll continue the recruitment for the next 7 days.
Xiao nodded. The weight on his mind finally lifted. Everything in Wutan City was settled. In a few days, he would be ready to follow Yao Lao into the wilderness.
"Instructor,"
Xiao Yu said, stepping forward and taking Ruolin's arm.
"why don't you stay at the Xiao residence while you're in the city?"
Ruolin paused, her brow furrowing.
The Jinan Academy has its own guest house here. I wouldn't want to intrude on your family.
Xiao stepped up beside them.
It's no intrusion. It would be an honor for the Xiao clan to host instructors from such a prestigious school. My father and the elders will be thrilled to have you."
He knew exactly what he was doing. The Jianan Academy held massive influence in the Jama Empire. Even the Miter auction house couldn't match its prestige. Usually, recruitment teams kept their distance from local factions. If the Xiao clan hosted them, it would send a message to every rival in Wutan City. The family's status would skyrocket, potentially matching the Miter family. Wu Lin bit her lip. She knew her presence carried weight, and usually she avoided getting involved in local politics. But she looked at Xiao the most promising student she had seen in a century. She didn't want to offend him. If he decided to walk away from the academy, she would never find another like him.
Very well.
She said, with a small laugh.
We'll stay for a few days.
Xiao Yu beamed and hugged the instructor. Rolin turned back to the tent and called out to the other students.
Lo Bu, take the others back to the guest house. We continue tomorrow. Don't start any trouble.
Luo Bu nodded gloomily. Without the girls around, the male students started packing up their gear with slumped shoulders. The news hit the Xiao residence like a thunderclap. Xiao Zhan and the 3 elders rushed to the front gates, their faces a mix of disbelief and joy.
They ushered the visitors in with wide smiles and hurried the servants to prepare the best rooms in the back of the estate. The arrival of the beautiful academy students breathed new life into the clan. Young men lingered in the hallways, trying to catch the eyes of the female recruits.
Xiao watched them with a hint of amusement before slipping away to his room. The fight with Roland had drained him, even with Yao Lao's secret help. He collapsed onto his bed and fell into a deep sleep. The morning sun crept across his floor the next day. Xiao sat up, rubbing his eyes and splashing water on his face.
Yao Lao, when do we leave?
Once you're packed,
The old man's phantom form appeared by the table.
water, food, a tent, insect repellent, and enough medicinal ingredients to last. You're going to be living in the mountains for a long time.
I'm ready for it.
Xiao said, pulling on his traveling clothes.
Yao Lao's expression turned serious.
You've never fought a battle where your life was truly on the line. Human potential only explodes when death is breathing down your neck. Without that, you'll never be a true powerhouse. You have the talent, but you lack the iron and the blood.
Xiao tightened his fists, his eyes meeting the old man's.
I can handle it.
Good.
Yao Lao said.
One more thing.
Xiao added with a sly grin.
That Dao technique you mentioned, when do I learn it?
Yao Lao gave a teasing smirk.
Don't worry, I won't go back on my word. Once we leave the city, you'll have plenty of time to learn.
Xiao felt a sudden prickle of unease at the old man's tone. He shook it off, tucked his belongings into his robes, and headed out. The clan was quiet. Most of the recruits were already at the square. Outside the gate, the street was jammed with carriages bearing the crests of every major power in Wutan City. They were all here to pay their respects to the academy. Xiao ignored them and slipped into the crowd. He threw on a black cloak as he approached the miter auction house. Ya Fei sat in her usual chair, her legs crossed. She looked over the long list of supplies Xiao had handed her. Her eyebrows arched in surprise.
All this wilderness gear? Are you going somewhere?
I'm leaving Wutan City in a few days.
Xiao said, taking a sip of tea.
I might be gone for a year or two.
That long?
She asked, leaning forward.
What for?
I'm an adult now. I can't stay cooped up here forever if I want to grow.
Ya Fei nodded slowly.
With your talent, you'd be wasting your time staying in this city.
She paused, her eyes searching his.
Is that mysterious alchemist going with you?
He is. He's my master.
She let out a soft breath.
So, does that mean you're an alchemist now too? The healing medicines the Xiao clan sells?
I refine those myself.
Xiao said, no longer bothering to hide the truth.
I suspected as much.
She said, her voice calm.
Get the supplies ready, and take the cost out of my account. I don't want to owe you any favors.
Xiao handed her a gold card. Ya Fei took it and signaled a maid to handle the order.
I'll make sure the Miter family looks after the Xiao clan while you're gone.
She said.
I appreciate that, Yafei. If you ever need my help, I won't hesitate.
She smiled, her eyes crinkling.
You called me sister. How could I say no to my little brother? Especially one with so much potential.
She stood up and walked toward him. Xiao looked at her, a woman known by everyone in the city for her beauty and sharp mind. He felt a sudden impulse. He stepped forward and wrapped his arms around her waist.
Yafei froze. Her body went rigid for a second before she slowly relaxed against him. Her face flushed a deep red.
Take care of yourself.
Xiao Yan whispered, his chin resting on her shoulder. He breathed in her scent.
And don't let any other man hold you like this, because unlike me, they're only thinking about how to get you into bed.
Yafei pulled back, her eyes wide and her face burning.
You little brat! You're the only one thinking like that!
Xiao Yan laughed. He took his gold card and 2 storage rings from the returning maid.
See you in a year.
He called out over his shoulder. He didn't look back as he walked out of the room. Yafei stood there, her fingers brushing the spot on her waist where he had touched her. A strange warmth lingered there.
What a bold little brat.
She murmured to the empty room.
But I really want to see what kind of man you'll be when you come back.